transportation. Not that moving passenger alone. No, I'm not saying they should not have a passenger. I'm not saying they should not be talking about boats transportation.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more.
Join me on Sundays every 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Voice of the People TV.
Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Welcome to another episode on Maritime Frontiers on Voice of the People TV. As always, I am your amiable host, Amina Ochilabi, and today's episode is a whole lot of interesting package for you right here on the show. And earlier in the week was full of activities, and of course we had talks with great people in the maritime sector. We spoke with the president of Barge Operators Association of Nigeria, Boan, in person of Honorable Olumekun Olubomi. And we also spoke with the national president of the Association of Nigeria Licensed Custom Agents, Alankar, in person of Sir Emineke Nwikoji. And in the meantime, of course, half of the program will focus more on issues for concern happening around the maritime sector, and the other half time will be for your viewing pleasure, where VOP TV attended the 6th Quadrennial National Delegates Conference held by Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria. This event was a 3-in-1 package by the Workers Union of Nigeria, an award presentation to stakeholders, and of course a book launch. Now, it is important for you to follow, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at VOP TV Live and on all social media platforms. Like I said, we had an exclusive with a maritime living legend in person of Admiral Festus Pobeni. Although I told you earlier last week in the last episode that you should leave a comment on the program on our YouTube page, and I will be reading them out. So let's take this one from at Wide Scope International. It says, Admiral Pobeni was my very good friend when he was the minister, and he performed excellently well. So for those of you that don't know, Admiral Pobeni was a one-time minister of transportation. So, and the other comments is from Atemi438, said, gave 100% comment twice. Now, keep the comment rolling, keep it coming. You can also chat us or leave a message on 0904-473-2605. And now, Barge Operators is currently facing some challenges. Financial restraint, barging activities are reportedly low. Why is this happening? This is due to the congestion, the port corridors, which has slowed container evacuation, causing a backlog of vessels waiting to berth. Now, VOP TV spoke with Honorable Olumekun Olubomi on the issues, and stay more with us.
If we want to survive as a nation, we need to come into this together, and let us see how we can improve our water transportation. It's not by only passenger boats. We should be talking about freight, moving goods through water, heavy loads, heavy container, seeing a lot of container. It will shock you that each barge carry nothing less than 13 crew. And all this crew, if you have 2,000 barges in Nigerian waterways, 13 times 2,000, like about 5,000 people working on inside the barge on a load. So you can see the number of employment that's going to come out from, to let governments look beyond passenger boats, come to freight. That's where you see money. We're talking about the African continental trade. Let us trade. We have a lot of potential. From now, you can move from here to Seme, from Seme to Togo, from Togo to Abidjan, from Abidjan to Ghana. We can move all these coasts to Liberia. All those coasts, we can develop those coasts. But Nigerians have to start. Because we are there. Nigeria now, we should be talking about transit ports. Lekki, that's what it's supposed to meant for. We're supposed to be talking about transit ports. Why we our badge will be engaged, moving all these containers from there to all these African, distributing to all these African countries. We are talking about passenger boats. When all the people are trying to see how they can get better, we are still talking about this boat can carry, this boat sink. What the hell of that? Please. I just want them, if they can, let us come together. Keep them off. I've been inviting, I've been giving them where to go, what to do, how to go about it. We'll get better. Yes. It's going to be a biggest mistake forever. If the funds they've been agitating about will not get to the badge of papers, that is going to be the biggest mistake the government will ever do. That is CFFR funds, capital funds. If the funds does not get to the, because that is the root. That is where those are the main core local contexts we are talking about. The vessels that are built here, manned by our people. Where are the vessels? Is it the foreigner vessels? The answer. These funds supposed to be mainly for, but these funds is at least Boan or badge operations or badge operators has to be more benefit because they are the one, they are the local context. They are the indigenous. Not to worry, you will see all these guys building badges themselves. But it's because there's no capital, there's no money, there's no finance for them. We have thousands of badges, and these are our. But it's because there's no this thing. But if this money can be available for them to access, the money can be there, but accessing the money, that's another problem. Then we ask you to go and bring your father that has been for years ago. Then we ask you to go and bring the head before you can access funds. Is that what we want to? But let this more genuine people, not for them, because they have a lot of more fun they can play with. But those people that genuinely doing the business, the operators, the builders, let them be access these funds. You can see how we go wide.
In recent development, Honorable Olumeko Olubumi was conferred as an ambassador and partner in the war against drug abuse, watered by the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. And this recognition underscores Boan's strong partnership and commitment to advocating for drug-free port and inland waterways operations. Congratulations to now Ambassador Olubumi Olumeko, which is a Boan president on this well-deserved honor. And now, in other news, the national president of Association of Nigeria Custom License Agent, Eminike Nwokoje, visited the Customs Area Controller earlier in the week of the Port and Terminals Motor Services Limited, PTML, Comptroller Tenny Daniel, the Managing Director of the PTML, Grimaldi Group, in person of Ascania Rizzo, and the entire members of the Association of ANCA, PTML chapter, to introduce and rally support for the newly elected PTML chapter executive. Now, in a chat with VOP TV, the national president further reiterated the significance of collaboration between licensed custom agent and custom officers at the PTML command. He also debunked the allegation on corrupt practices and not being able to work together with some stakeholders, which is a hindrance to the growth in the maritime sector.
Yeah, PTML, as we know, is a model port. Model in all sense, operations, and in all ramification. That was why even the customs, when they started the Odogu system, it was rolled out at PTML because PTML is what a port can be. Their standard is high. So our cooperation with them is that we need to work closely with them to ensure that they maintain that standard, so that other terminals too and ports can emulate them for improved cargo throughput and delivery of services. So our relationship with them is unique, from the customs even to the terminal operators. So we are always encouraging other terminals to go there and see how a port should operate. So that makes our relationship with them very cordial. Yeah, we achieved that, in any atmosphere of peace. The next thing you will expect is progress. We have mutual respect for one another. They appreciate that for them to achieve their target, that is revenue generation particularly, that they need us as much as we need them. Every kobo that is accounted in that place passes through the hands of agents. So for that, we ensure that at all time, that at least we play according to the rules. We encourage our agents first to maintain peace, because any moment, any hour lost reflects on revenue generation. So long as the operations are smooth, the vessels are coming, deliveries are done at the appropriate time, that encourages more customers, more importers to patronize the port, and that results to more revenue for the customs and even the agents. Yeah, corruption is a two-way thing. I will take it from the back. It's a two-way thing, the giver and the receiver. If you are sure of what you are doing and you have done the proper thing, to yield to any demand means maybe you are unprofessional. If you can defend your job very well and you know that you have done the right thing, anybody standing on your way, there are channels through which, first of all, you would say no. You will defend the job. And if the person insists, there are channels through which you can, take up the matter and ensure that you are not in any way exploited. That is one. Then you talk about training of our agents. Yes, whatever challenges, if we call it an challenge, no. It's a challenge that at the end of the day, it affects everything, revenue generation, delivery time, and all, which rubs up on all of us, including the vessels. Unless you remove the cargo in the port, you won't have space to bring in another vessel. So we have a whole lot of challenges. Number of agencies in the port, we have been shouting, it should be streamlined. Fortunately, government is working on a single window project. Let's hope that that single window will work exactly the way single window works in other developed climes, where people can allow, first of all, it should be, the major thing is trade facilitation. If we're able to facilitate trade, if we facilitate trade, any other thing can come in. There should be less emphasis on revenue generation. The most important, when the trade is facilitated, revenue will come, because more cargo, more revenue for everybody, both the agencies. We are moving out where we want a serene environment, possibly out of port areas, a city outside the port area, where we are bringing all our elected officers and some national officers too, and both members of the board. We are going to have a neck meeting, and it's a double-edged thing, and our retreat, where we are bringing resource people from both within and outside to come and take our members through, because you will make more money when you are well trained in this job. Otherwise, even any man on the street can take advantage of you. So, but if you are properly trained and equipped, you will benefit from it.
It's time to go on break. We'll be back shortly.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more.
Join me on Sundays every 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Voice of the People TV.
Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
You're welcome back. The Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, the outgoing President General in person of Comrade Adewale Adeyanju, emerged as the pioneer chairman Board of Trustees at the just concluded 6th Quadrennial National Delegate Conference in Lagos. This was declared by the newly elected President General, Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, Mwun, Comrade Francis Bernard, during his acceptance speech on Friday in Lagos. And Comrade Bruno urges members and stakeholders to work seamlessly and also in collaboration with the union. A VOP TV crew was in attendance at the book launch award ceremony. Attendees in the maritime industries were all present, and present is also the DG Nemasa, Dr. Daya Muberola, the MD Nigerian Port Authority, Uzoma Ben Ude, in charge of APM Terminals Nigeria, was also present, and representing Princess Victoria Hastro, the chairman of Seaport Terminal Operators Association of Nigeria, STWAN, and person of Mark Walsh, was also present. They gave a goodwill message to the outgoing PG Adewale Adeyanju, and also Bola Sumola, chairman of the Nigerian Port Consultative Council (NPCC), was also there. He also gave a speech. Now, watch more of happenings, donations at the event. Stay tuned.
All existing protocols permit me, the Honorable Minister, as ably represented by the Permanent Secretary, I stand on the already established protocols, sir. Comrade Adeyanju, please, can I have you by my side? Please, sir. Please, sir. I know today is your day. It's a wonderful day for you. It's a day, apart from the day that you are giving birth, that God has established excellence and is prominent upon your life. And it's a good thing to have you by my side to speak these few words of what a great brother and comrade this wonderful man is. Time will not permit me. I have already a prepared speech, but time will not permit me to read this. But there is nothing that I'm going to put on paper that cannot say of faith and of this union, of this wonderful union. 30 years back, the journey started as a rookie door, that is work employer provider. And he gave me the baptism. And I thank you for what you have done, not only for me, but for the industry. We never knew, many of us in the work industry, the dock labor industry now, it's not the way it was. It was never. But this wonderful man set the standard. And of course, employers and employees, they are more or less like a cat and mouse. But despite that we were close, he never allowed such intransigence of knowing each other to declare his judgment of allowing standards to be established. He has always ensured that this is, and of course, it has improved the standard of we, the dock labor employers now over the years. Many times they used to joke about us that we never had offices. But that's no more, and you know that. And we have already step up the standard of providing most of all the required things as dedicated at ILO and at Geneva conferences and all that we have made. We have always made the standard and even doing more, and we intend to do more. All to him. I want us to please stand up and just say a happy and give a round of applause to this wonderful guy for what he has done for the chocolate bar industry. We appreciate you, sir. God bless you more and more. We appreciate you deeply, and we're going to miss you more. And I know the incoming too, the cap will fit in, because we must have to like him what to do, and be sure we're going to give him the necessary support. As you move on, God bless you. Isoloto, God bless the movement of the Dock Workers Union. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We take just one more goodwill and then we go into the book launch, and that goodwill will be coming from ITF. Of course, you know the position of Mwun in ITF. So I'm delighted to invite the Secretary of ITF Africa Region, Comrade Mohammed Safiano, as he steps up to deliver his goodwill message. It's the last one, but definitely not the least. Can we please welcome him with our traditional solidarity song? Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. In Soweto, in Africa. So please, due to time factor, I can see that we are getting deep into the program, but I just want to be brief. I'm here wearing the cap of the ITF General Secretary, Stephen Cotton, who asked me to be here and represent him because he is unavoidably absent. For those that, some of you that don't really know what ITF is meant for, ITF stands for International Transport Workers Federation. We actually promote and of course work towards the advancement of transport workers' rights, justice and equality. And we represent over 20 million transport workers globally, with our headquarters in London, and of course, that of Africa is in Nairobi, where I'm actually working. Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria is actually very, very paramount and a very important affiliate of ITF, because currently, as it stands, they are the biggest affiliate in Africa, representing the dockers and of course the seafarers. That is why, when the first request came for us to establish what we refer to as seafarers recreational center in Nigeria, we have no any other option than to approve it. As I could see when the PG was talking, of course, trying to seek the understanding of the DG of Nevada and of course the permanent secretary representing the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, because we have actually put forward an approval of $400,000 to invest at the first tranche into this big project. And of course, this project is the biggest in Africa for the first time. And it is about the third or the fourth in terms of global capacity, apart from the one that we have in India, Philippines, Ukraine, and Indonesia. So it is very, very important, sir, for the minister to see the reason why ITF is actually investing in this kind of a project, which is over ₦500 billion. And I think it's important for you to put forward this request for the minister to make sure that this land is approved as quick as possible so that we can start releasing the first tranche of the money for this project to take off. And we hope that it is not only Nigerians that will actually benefit from this project. Seafarers that are applying or being docked because of their sensitive responsibility in the Nigerian ports can have time to come and enjoy these facilities, because this is what we meant in trying to make sure that we support our seafarers. And of course, Nigeria is currently the biggest affiliate that represents seafarers globally, including dockers. That is why we don't really play with the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria. They have been participating actively into ITF activity globally and locally, and including regionally. I can see how they participated fully in the ITF African Regional Conference in Abidjan last year, where we elected Adeyanju as the first person in the history of talkers in Africa to be the chairman of ITF Africa. And that is not only the cap that he is, just as he said, he highlighted, he is also one of the vice president of ITF Global, and of course, a member of the ITF Executive Board and member of the ITF Management Committee. So I just want to let you know that Adeyanju might not be with you physically after he steps down as the PG of Maritime Workers Union Nigeria. He will continue to be actively participating and actively representing your interests in the international transport workers global activities, because he is not only representing the transport workers of maritime and seafarers in Nigeria, he is representing all transport workers in Africa and globally, representing Africa, because we organize not only maritime, we organize civil aviation, road transport, maritime, logistics, for example, and including tourism. So it is not really a very small position that he's holding, and I'm sure he's going to represent you effectively. I don't really want to go deep into how ITF has been collaborating with Maritime Workers in Nigeria, but at least for the record of this conference or for the record of this gathering, I need to let you know that ITF has also invested in a project here in Nigeria where Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria and of course the Merchant Navy are actively participating in the project, which we refer to a Maritime Affiliate Support Project that has been running for the past 3 to 4 years and has actually resulted into over 30 CBA, active CBA that has been effectively, benefiting the maritime workers of Nigeria, including the Merchant Navy. And of course, I'm also very glad to inform you that this project has actually been extended to the next 5 years, where we are going to be continuing to make sure that we support you through these 2 legs. The first leg is to see how best we can improve the CBAs. Secondly is to see how best we can also see how Nigerian seafarers are actively involved in the global seafarers business. And of course, as I can see here, even the NSML is here, which we have been engaged in trying to make sure that we have this productive CBA. And of course, Maritime Workers in Nigeria has been actively participating in all active activities, particularly in the women. And I'm also very glad to tell you here, for the first time again, ITF has actually granted a scholarship to one of the members that we are going to send to South Africa very soon in September to participate in what we refer to as trade union training in a school called, a university called Global Labour University of South Africa. So this is not really the only achievement. I don't really have time, but we have various kind of achievements that we think we shall collaborate with, continue to collaborate with Maritime Workers in Nigeria. And of course, because of the benefit that they have enjoyed from this Maritime Affiliates project, on their own volition, decided to declare an additional membership to ITF of 10,000 new membership to ITF, including the Maritime Merchant Navy Union that actually benefiting from this. So I really want to implore or actually encourage or even beg, as you said, NIMASA, the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, to take advantage of this opportunity, that if that something is not really done in good time, other countries are waiting to take up this opportunity. And this is just the first tranche of the fund that we think you are going to benefit. And of course, as long as we release this money by the approval of you giving us the documentary evidence that we have acquired, or if you have acquired this land. You spoke very long ago.
We as the regulator will continue to support the Maritime Union as well as the Labor Union to ensure that we give the enabling environment in order to progress the economy of Nigeria. and any necessary support that is required, the agency will give it. The ministry will also give it as the permanent secretary has spoken. So you are rest assured that you have our support. Thank you very much.
It is with immense honor and profound appreciation that I stand before you today to address this esteemed gathering of the 6th Quadrennial Delegates Conference of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, Mwun. I extend my warmest welcome to all distinguished delegates who have journeyed from various locations to be part of this momentous occasion. We remain grateful to the Almighty Allah for granting you all safe passage. The conference held once every 4 years provides a vital platform for introspection, strategic discourse, and the seamless transition of leadership within the Union. The significance of such engagement cannot be overstated as they reinforce the pillars of unity, progress, and industrial harmony within our sector. Permit me to commend the outgoing national executives for their dedication, resilience, and unwavering commitment to fostering a collaborative working relationship with management. The maturity and foresight with which challenges have been navigated over the past 4 years have not gone unnoticed. Your efforts in ensuring industrial stability within the maritime sector are truly commendable, and I trust that the incoming leadership will not only sustain these achievements, but also elevate them to even greater heights. To the incoming executives, I urge you to embrace a leadership model that is both inclusive and visionary. The task ahead demands a deep sense of responsibility, a firm commitment to dialogue, and an unwavering resolve to uphold the union's noble ideals as encapsulated in your motto, forward ever, backward never. It is imperative to carry all branches along in decision-making processes, fostering a spirit of unity and collective progress. On our part, the Nigerian Ports Authority remains steadfast in its commitment to transparent and collaborative engagement with unions. Our open door policy is not merely a principle, but a demonstration of our willingness to continually partner with you in advancing the growth and efficiency of our ports. We count on your cooperation in sustaining industrial peace and fostering an environment that is conducive to operational excellence. As we proceed with the electoral process, I urge all stakeholders to conduct themselves with the highest level of decorum, ensuring that the democratic values of fairness, integrity, and mutual respect prevail. May this transition usher in a new era of progress, stability, and strengthened partnership between the union and management. I wish you all a successful and peaceful delegates conference, and may the Almighty Allah continue to guide and bless your endeavors. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, MD, Nigerian Ports Authority. And then we have a lot more dignitaries who are still coming in. We want to recognize Mr. Steve Oko, representing Mr. Stanley Russo, Managing Director of PTML Terminal. They are one of the best operators and, of course, very labor and worker friendly. Am I right, sir? Yes, they are worker friendly. Thank you very much, Steve. You are most welcome. Also recognizing Uzoma Ben Ude, Mrs. Uzoma Ben Ude. She is the people's partner of APM Terminals Nigeria. She's in charge of HR for APM Terminals Nigeria. And I'm just seeing, working up to the stage, former Director General of the Nigerian.
We've been living in sin so long, all the feels are gone. Fella stopped me on the street last night, said everything's alright. Roller coaster, make it through the day, I'm right. It seems your meal ticket is gone, but life goes on. I could never imagine something better. Yeah, right. Now you're cooking on high heat in the middle of the street. Roller coaster, take me to a better time. Let's go. All sing your high line with the do all choose your timeline on the roller coaster of life. Oh, you seem to easily forget how to place your bet. When everyday life gets you down, you gotta steal the crown. Got to own it. Don't bitch and moan about it, please. God forbid you scrape your knees, and it's nothing to sneeze at. Oh, I've told you over and over again. You gotta get both hands around it and make it.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Maritime Frontiers on Voice of the People TV. And don't forget to leave your comment under our page. Your feedback is important to. My name is Amina Ojelabi. See you same time next week. And do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more.
Join me on Sundays every 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Voice of the People TV.
Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.